So let's talk about this Cassidy Hutchinson, this star witness, bombshell testimony during yesterday's hearing, January 6th hearing. And welcome back to the channel, Culture Confederacy here. It is Wednesday night, pipe and coffee in hand as always. If you want to join me, feel free to take a sip of your coffee now. 3, 2, 1. No, let me try that again. Oh yeah, oh baby. Taking a puff on my pipe there. Smoking some Blender's Gold Burley and Black tonight. So shout out to all you pipe smokers, coffee drinkers, cigar smokers, those of you who enjoy the good life. This is the place to be, the Culture Confederacy, where we celebrate free speech, great art, great music, preserving history and culture. And this is a major cultural moment when you're going after a president, when he's not in office. So I've got 5 headlines to get to here tonight. This one's at Breitbart. And what do you think of my graphic? When I saw these headlines, I immediately thought of this phrase, line sack, you know what? So I thought, oh, that'd be a cool graphic. Line sack of, you fill in the blank. So at Breitbart it says, Cassidy Hutchinson testimony, third-hand hearsay later contradicted. Cassidy Hutchinson, a former aide to President Donald Trump's White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, testified on Tuesday in the 6th public hearing of the January 6th committee that she had heard third-hand accounts that Trump had tried to lead armed protesters in a march on Capitol Hill. And all throughout her testimony yesterday, that's exactly what she was doing. Well, I heard from X. I heard from Y. I heard that he said something to the effect of, or she said something to the effect of. Something to the effect of what he said, that she said, that he said, that they said, that she said, that I said, that she said, when she said what she said to, well, well, we don't know who said what, but somebody said something. Somebody said something, all right. So during her testimony, and I didn't catch this in yesterday's video that I posted, I was trying to do a video in real time, a snapshot of the hearing, so I could only do so many minutes of it. But during her testimony, she claimed that Trump lunged at a Secret Service agent and grabbed the steering wheel. But according to People, I've got this headline here. In fact, let me jump over to People real quick. They were interviewing Joseph Petraeus, who was the Secret Service supervisor to Ronald Reagan. And he noted that it's a long stretch from the back seat of the presidential stretch limousine where the president sits to the steering wheel, about 4 or 5 feet. Quote, it's an effort to get up there, he says, but video of Trump's motorcade the morning of January 6, 2021 shows he was riding in an armored SUV in a standard back seat immediately behind his 2 agents in the front seat and not the limousine. Still, Petraeus marveled at the altercation that Hutchinson said had been described to her. Quote, I mean, I spent 23 years, I've never heard anything like this ever. He calls it preposterous. Trump was also angry that the Secret Service didn't let armed supporters through security to get closer to a stage where he was speaking prior to the attack on the Capitol, Hutchinson testified. Now, this also opens up the door. I don't know if the January 6th committee is aware of this or not, but this opens up the door for Trump to charge them or have them charged with the people who were in charge of his motorcade that day, to have them charged with kidnapping, false imprisonment, endangering the life of a sitting president, of a public official. So I'm calling out Cassidy Hutchinson. She's full of it. You lying sack of you-know-what. Petraeus praises the Secret Service for doing, quote, the right thing against the president's will. Okay, you go against the president's will and you take him somewhere that he doesn't want to go. When he has to go somewhere else, it's called kidnapping, false imprisonment, endangering the life of a sitting president, a public official. Quote, he didn't give in. He did the operationally sound thing against the will of the president, apparently, and that's to be commended, Petros says. It's a people. Now, getting back to this article at Breitbart, testimony was not only hearsay, testifying about what a witness heard someone else say, but hearsay upon hearsay. In ordinary trials, hearsay evidence is generally excluded in favor of testimony directly from the people who are alleged to have spoken. There are a variety of exceptions to the rule, but our legal system prizes direct testimony from eyewitnesses. Absolutely, there are several reasons for that. One is that the Sixth Amendment guarantees the right to cross-examine witnesses, and nobody's been cross-examined in this trial. Did I say cross-examine? We're going to cross-examine the witness. So get that witness on the stand so we can cross-examine that witness. Yeah, I'd like to cross-examine this witness. Get Al Sharpton in there. Al Sharpton, the lawyer. You cannot cross-examine hearsay evidence because the person alleged to have said something is not sitting in the courtroom. Exactly. The other reason is that hearsay evidence tends to be less accurate and less credible than direct testimony given under oath. The committee found this out the hard way when reports emerged after Hutchinson's testimony that Ornato and Engel were prepared to testify to contradict her claims. So these are two Secret Service agents who are willing to come forward and contradict her claims that she made yesterday. In other words, she lied on the stand, she lied under oath. They're willing to come forward and testify that Trump did not attack a Secret Service agent or grab the steering wheel. So that's at Breitbart. Now at Fox News, Secret Service says January 6th committee didn't reach out before Hutchinson testimony on Trump lunging at agent. Cassidy Hutchinson testified at January 6th hearing that Trump lunged at a Secret Service agent when he couldn't go to the Capitol. The January 6th committee didn't reach out to the U.S. Secret Service, or the USSS as it's known, for its Tuesday hearing regarding an allegation that former President Donald Trump lunged at one of its agents and tried to grab the steering wheel of a presidential vehicle, an agency spokesman said. USSS spokesperson Anthony Guglielmi, it's Guglielmi, confirmed to Fox News Wednesday that the committee did not contact it in the days ahead of the hearing. After it was first reported by Politico. The committee did not immediately respond to a request for comment from Fox News. And they've got a picture of Cassidy Hutchinson. She's clutching her chest. Oh, she's the victim. Trump was such a tyrant. He threw a plate of steak against the wall with ketchup dripping down. Where's the ketchup bottle? Where are the ketchup stains? Where is this broken plate? I'd like to see it. Where's the half-eaten steak? Show us the evidence, Miss Hutchinson. This comes after Cassidy Hutchinson, a former aide to White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, testified Tuesday to the committee that Tony Ornato, a former Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations, told her about the incident involving Trump. Again, she was told by somebody else, a third party. According to Hutchinson, Ornato told her Trump repeatedly demanded that the Secret Service take him to the Capitol on January 6th. Well, shouldn't you do what the president asked? If he wants to go to the Capitol, you got all the Secret Service, what's the big deal? Take him to the damn Capitol. You want to talk about the most incompetent group of boobs on the planet? There you go. Everybody that works in D.C. Call them all you cats out. Ornato further told Hutchinson, according to her, that Trump lunged at a Secret Service agent and tried to grab the wheel of a presidential SUV when agents would not allow that. However, a source close to Ornato told Fox News that he watched the hearing yesterday and was shocked when Hutchinson made the allegation about the steering wheel. And where's the steering wheel? We need to get forensics on this. Take some fingerprints. Both Bobby Engel, the top agent on Trump's Secret Service detail, who was in the car, and Renato, who was not in the car, testified to the January 6th committee in private over the past year, the source close to Renato said. Fox News previously reported that a source close to the Secret Service said both men are willing to testify under oath that Hutchinson's story about Trump is not true. If we go to the Politico, Secret Service January 6th committee didn't reach out before Hutchinson's explosive Trump testimony. Agency says it got no outreach for 10 days before the committee aired testimony about Donald Trump's behavior in the presidential vehicle January 6th. Of course not, because they're going to try to throw every lie at Trump they can, everything in the book to get rid of this guy, to make sure he doesn't run in 2024. That's what this is about. Making sure that Trump doesn't run or can't run in 2024. January 6th committee didn't reach out to the Secret Service in the days before it aired explosive testimony about an alleged physical altercation between Donald Trump and his security detail on the day of the riot, according to an agency spokesperson. In a Blockbuster Tuesday hearing, Blockbuster my ass, former Trump White House aide Cassidy Hutchinson, the heroine here, described being told that the quote-unquote irate then president was so furious agents wouldn't drive him to the Capitol on January 6th that he lunged towards the head of his detail. Anthony Guglielmi, once again Guglielmi, the service. Hey, can we get people who work in Washington, D.C. with names we can pronounce for once? That's why I like my last name. It's one syllable. Easy to remember. Easy to spell. The service's chief of communications told Politico that select committee investigators did not ask Secret Service personnel to reappear or answer questions in writing in the 10 days before asking Hutchinson about the matter at the hearing. So if you didn't have all your ducks in a row, why was she on the stand? Why was she there yesterday? Oh, to make Trump look bad, of course. And I didn't vote for Trump, but I don't like this. I don't like this idea of a kangaroo court, and neither should you folks. We live in a country of laws where everybody has their right to their day in court. This committee is not a court of law. Quote, we were not asked to reappear before the committee in response to yesterday's new information. We plan on formally responding on the record, he wrote in an email. We have and will continue to make any member of the Secret Service available. During her testimony, Hutchinson also described an explosive account in which White House counsel Pat Cipollone warned of legal culpability if Trump followed his supporters on a march to the White House. After weeks of publicly calling on Cipollone to cooperate with the investigation, on Wednesday evening, the Select Committee subpoenaed him for a deposition scheduled for January 6th. I'm sorry, for July 6th. For July 6th, not January 6th. Reading this again cold to you here, so thanks for bearing with me. Hutchinson had also testified to the committee that Cipollone repeatedly expressed legal misgivings about Trump's efforts to send false presidential electors to Congress, various other aspects of his bid to stay in power on January 6th when Congress met to count electoral votes. So that's what's out there, folks. And you had ABC and NBC and CNN. Now CNN is backtracking on this, saying that these agents want to come forward and testify that Trump did not lunge at a Secret Service agent or grab the steering wheel. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. You can also find me at Instagram, #JasonComposes, because I write music in my spare time on top of doing this YouTube channel. This is my fun, and then I have a day job. Or go to Twitter, Culture Confederacy at Twitter. This is the Culture Confederacy saying peace out, stay safe, everybody. God bless this great country. I'll catch you next time, and you all have a great Wednesday night.